Our drought monitor gets updated every Thursday. So this morning we got a picture of how things have worsened across the state. Now, if there's any good news on the drought monitor, it's that the mountains really haven't seen a lot of progression between last week and this week. That said, I-25 out east seeing more areas of extreme drought pop up and become a little more widespread, as well as more severe drought. So obviously the dry weather playing an impact here for us when it comes to those drought conditions last week as compared to this week. And because it's been so dry, we are, of course, continuing to keep our eye on high fire danger. The I-25 corridor out east, very similar areas to yesterday, under red flag warnings again this afternoon. We could see winds gust up to about 40 miles per hour and that relative humidity dropping quite low as well. Even though it is going to be a cooler day today, it is still one of those ones to watch when it comes to fire danger. And this little yellow here, a precursor of what's to come going into tomorrow with fire weather watches that we're anticipating. As far as wind speeds throughout the afternoon, expect gusts around 35, potentially as high as 40 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we are also going to see some windy conditions as well. So that's why we're keeping our eye on fire danger for Friday also. Satellite and radar on the quiet side, but the mountain saw a little light snow this morning. Possibility to pick up a very light flurry or two up in the high country. And there is a very stray chance that we could see some isolated showers into eastern Colorado for today. Most of that here in Denver is going to look like it's going to rain. However, it's not going to make its way to the ground. It's that virga shower activity that we unfortunately see a lot of, just evaporates before it gets to the surface. High temperatures on your Thursday in the mid-60s, so a little cooler than what we have been dealing with. We'll still see some 70s down in southeastern Colorado for today as the high country warms into the 40s and 50s. Tonight will cool into the 30s. It stays on the breezy side, but by tomorrow afternoon, those wind speeds pick back up and those temperatures climb back into the low 70s. So another day of high fire danger with more 70s out east into eastern Colorado, getting a little closer to the 80s down into the southern reaches of the state. We do have fire weather watches in place. Winds could gust up to 35 miles per hour and that humidity dipping as low as 7%. So a couple more days here of fire weather concerns for us before we go into the weekend when we're talking about some big changes. I'm fast forwarding you here to Saturday. We talked about today. We talked about Friday. Let's get to talking about Saturday. We'll look at a little snow up into the high country to start in the morning, and then more moisture spreads across the I-25 corridor into Saturday afternoon and evening. As we go into Sunday, we're going to filter in even more moisture. This looks like the more widespread event day for us here to pick up some precipitation. Rain chances here in Denver, some snow up in the high country. As we head into early Monday morning, we're talking about more precipitation. Then by Monday afternoon, more rain showers. So a very active stretch for us once Saturday does arrive. It's a very much needed changes for us here as we have temperatures getting into the 60s for the weekend, so a bit cooler. And look how things go as we head into the end of this month and the beginning of May. Quite active, cooler, with lots of chances of rain and even some storms in our forecast.